Would you believe if I told you that you could manifest everything your heart desires? And that the power to heal and shift our reality is within us? If we are what we eat, then we are also what we think, don't you think so? Your body is a holographic projection of your consciousness. Would you believe me if I told you that you could directly influence that hologram and have complete control over the physical health of your own body? It is understandable if you don't believe so. But, don't worry, we got you. We will provide you with scientific evidence. Are you ready? Our goal is to become healthy, wealthy, and wise. Our goal is to be successful. Could we reach this simply by controlling our positive thoughts? Quantum physics claim that our thoughts determine our reality. In the year of 1900s, a huge discovery was made. They got the chance to prove the theory behind a shadow of a doubt with an experiment. The experiment was called the double-slit experiment. There, it was found that the determining factor of the behavior of energy particles at the quantum level is the observer's awareness. It might not make much sense for some, but we will try to explain it to you. After this explanation, your whole perspective of our reality will change forever. In order to understand this experiment, we must see how two little balls of matter will react if we shoot a small object, a marble, at the end of the screen. When we do this, we see a pattern on the back. It's where they went through the slit and hit. However, if we add a second slit, there we would see a second band duplicated. This experiment could be done with water, too, to see how the waves react. The waves hit the slit and radiate out, striking the back wall. However, something different and bizarre happens when we add the second slit. When the top of one wave met with the bottom of another wave, they would cancel each other out. An interference took place. When the two tops meet, there is a high intensity, however, where they cancel, there is nothing. Now is the time to go quantum. We all might know that an electron is a very tiny bit of matter. We could fire a stream through one slit and see if it behaves like marble. We can shoot these little bits through two slits and see what happens. When this occurs, interestingly, we see an interference pattern. Crazy, right? We shot tiny bits of matter and got a design like waves. It makes us question how a piece of matter could create an interference pattern like a wave. We had no idea what this could mean, but our physicists got our back. Many physicists thought those little balls were bouncing off each other and creating that wave pattern. So, for this experiment to make more sense, the scientist decides to shoot electrons through one at a time. This went on for an hour, but the same interference pattern occurred even after an hour. What is the conclusion? The conclusion is that the single electron leaves as a particle, becoming a wave, and goes through both slits and interferes with itself just to hit the wall as a particle. This experiment was strangely even mathematically. So, the physicists wanted to find out and decided to peek a little and see from which slit it was going through. To have a little peek at all this, they put a measuring device by one slit. However, it was way more mysterious than they could have imagined. When the scientists took a peek, they saw that the electron went back to behaving like a bit of marble. The electron only went through one slit, not both. Why did the electron start to act differently all of a sudden? Is it possible that the electron was aware that it was being watched? This lets us believe that the quantum world is waiting for us to decide to know how to behave. It is challenging to define and explain the quantum world. The quantum level of reality is all around us. It is the most fundamental level of creation besides the united field itself. The energy field of humans interacts and influences the quantum field at all times. Our intentions and beliefs are infused into our energy field. They are invested because they are defined by the energy of our thoughts and emotions. Human power perpetually informs the quantum reality within us each moment of our existence. All of this happens because our reality flashes in and out of existence. A perfect example of all of this is a boy named Vittorio Micheli. This story took us back to 1962. This man was taken to the military hospital of Verona, Italy. The man was suffering, and the doctors told him that he had had a large tumor on his left hip. However, the doctors knew that they didn't have a chance to help this man. His case was deemed hopeless. Then, the man was sent home without any treatment given. However, everything changed for the better. Many months had gone by, and his left hip bone had utterly disintegrated. The man decided to travel to Lourdes, France, and bathed himself in the spring water there. A famous Christian holy site was there known for producing miracles. After he washed there, the man started to feel so much better. He began to gain his appetite. However, he didn't stop bathing there in the spring water. After some time spent there, the man started to feel good and powerful. The man was so happy to feel healthy again, so he urged the doctors to x-ray him again and found out more. The doctors were speechless and astonished that his tumor had shrunk. However, the doctors wanted to keep an eye on the man, and they did a lot of x-rays on him nearly every month. The x-rays showed him that the tumor kept shrinking until it was gone entirely. His tumor was gone, and his hip bone started regenerating. Then, the man began to walk and returned to his everyday life. Everyone was amazed by this story. The Vatican's Medical Commission reported a remarkable reconstruction of the iliac bone and cavity has occurred. The X-rays made in 1964, 1965, 1968, and 1969 confirm that an unforeseen and even overwhelming bone reconstruction has taken the place of a type unknown in the annals of world medicine. This is indeed miraculous. However, this is miraculous in the sense of the true power of human intention and belief. The man believed that the holy site would cure him, and his powerful thought made all of this happen. This has no other explanation. It wasn't a miracle performed by God or some holy site. This miracle was a success by the power of his belief and intention. There is an energetic structure which our material bodies align with. This must be one of the only logical explanations on how the man's hip bone knew which shape to grow back. Or could it be possible that there was some energetic blueprint instructing its growth? Even the Vatican's Medical Commission stated it to be unknown in the annals of the world of medicine. However, this experience might not be known in medicine, but we can't say the same for physics. The atoms bond with each other from molecules that have specific geometric structures. They have specific geometric structures as if there is an energetic blueprint to which they adhere. Our bodies are a projection of consciousness. Our consciousness creates an energetic blueprint in which our molecules and atoms align to make our bodies. This makes us question if there is any evidence of the existence of this energetic blueprint or the human energy field. The answer is yes. There is much suggestive evidence. Research in DNA proves that it transmits, receives, and thus reads energy directly from the field. The man and his hip bone is the perfect example of the human ability to reorganize that vacuum structure without intentions and energy. The man started to feel better and believed that he was healed, which was the key to his healing. Many believe that God healed this man. Many agree, and many disagree. Aren't we all God in a way? The force we call God is the energy and an infinite consciousness behind creation. Through meditation, we tap into ourselves as pure consciousness without thought. Of our awareness, we open ourselves to the infinitude. When we open up to that energy, we allow ourselves to be flooded with a powerful sense of well-being. It creates reality, and it affects our biology. It would be best to internalize the understanding that reality is flashing in and out of form. Our ability to heal is crucial. Considering that we are formless half of the time, it makes us question, who are we? Our bodies are illusory, too, in the material world. It makes us question the blueprint too. What is the blueprint? Is it guiding the rearrangement of our bodies? The answer to these questions would be consciousness. As we said earlier, our bodies are a holographic projection of our consciousness. If we can change our beliefs about ourselves and the energy that defines our human energy field, we can change the energetic blueprint. Deepak Chopra had written a book named How to Know God and had shared his story about a friend. The story is about how his friend injured his foot. The man was working out at a gym when suddenly he injured his foot because of unaccustomed to using one of the machines. The man strained it. However, the pain in his foot became even worse over the next few days. He began to find it hard to walk. He found out that he had a common ailment known as plantar fasciitis based on the medical examination. What was this? This means that the connecting tissue between the heel and the front of the food had been torn. The man decided not to have surgery. However, the man couldn't go on with his daily routine life. So, he decided to reach out to a Chinese healer. The man was in desperation for help. This Chinese man had no evidence of being spiritual or mystical. But, the man that had the foot injured noted something extraordinary. After gently feeling my foot, he stood up and made a few signs in the air behind my spine. He never touched me, and when I asked him what he was doing, the Chinese man simply said he was turning some switches in my energy field. He did that for some minutes and then asked me to stand up. I stood up, and there was no pain. I was able to walk. The man could now walk, but wanted to know what the Chinese man had done. The Chinese man told him that the body was an image that he had projected by the mind, and in a state of health, the mind keeps this image intact and balanced. He said that the pain and injury caused us to withdraw our attention from the affected spot. Then, the body image begins to deteriorate. The energy becomes impaired and unhealthy. The Chinese man noted that the patient's mind takes responsibility for maintaining it that way. This story has inspired everyone and made us see that our reality is flashing in and out of existence. Quantum physics knows that our thoughts and beliefs influence quantum reality. The quantum reality is the source of the material world. It is reasonable to assume an energetic and formless source of all creation, including our physicality. We are more than just a physical body, and we must start looking ourselves as something so much more. We must think of ourselves as a luminous energy field that we organize ourselves in a body, or as a pure consciousness that manifests and experiences this level of reality. Much evidence tells us that our mind is non-local and is independent of our brain. This means that we don't need the body or the brand to exist. We are so much more than we think we are. We are so much more than we have been led to believe. Our next big step is that we must learn how to use this power to influence reality. If we use this power, we can manifest anything that we want in our lives. We can display a new hip just like that man did. It sounds crazy, but it is believable. We can manifest many things such as better eyesight, a healthy and fit body, and everything that leads us to that perfect life that we want to achieve. We can manifest and achieve the life of our dreams. How can we do that? Firstly, we must purify our energy. This way, the energetic projection of our body is unobstructed. After our body is unobstructed, our atoms and molecules can align perfectly to the structure. They can align perfectly because there is no energetic interference to disrupt. We achieve this power by getting in the gap between our thoughts. In our thoughts where our beliefs no longer affect our reality. When we aren't thinking, then we are also free of beliefs and expectations. If we do this, then we are aligning ourselves with universal principles. We must match the energy that comes directly from the possible field, the frequency energies of love, kindness, passion, joy, and inspiration. We must believe in the fact that we are not only energy. However, there are infinite energy surrounding us. This endless energy can be consciously tapped into to promote healing in our body and mind. We can become more happy, creative, vibrant, and so on. Once you start to connect your nature and creation's energy, you become aware of these energies in your body. Those energies in your body return to the projection of your body to its natural state. There might be a disturbance that can disrupt the projection of your body. Your consciousness can cause unbalanced thoughts, emotions, and even limiting beliefs. Our luminous energy is vibrant, and it flows unhindered as a powerful stream of consciousness. However, there is something that disrupts this powerful stream. The disruption is the low level of consciousness that we have been conditioned to live as a part of our social indoctrination. If this flow were left untended, it would express its powerfulness and perfection everywhere. We must understand that our body is constantly regenerating atoms. Our atoms don't die nor age. It is crazy to think that the same atoms that existed during the Big Bang around 14 billion years ago exist today. Some of these atoms even exist within you. Another interesting fact that many might know is that every year, 98% of the atoms of our body are exchanged for new atoms. We are constantly dying and being reborn. We transform at molecular and atomic levels. Every 3 days, we have a new stomach lining. Every month we have new skin. Every 3 months, we have a new skeleton. This means that every year we have a new body. Deepak Chopra had described it in the best way, saying that we and our atoms are just like migrating birds. They are not permanent, and they are entirely independent. The birds, just like our atoms, are drifting through space and time and are organized into structures such as our bodies. This is all possible by our energy field, which manages them as a magnetic field. We shall start looking at our bodies differently and look at the mechanism of our health in a new different light. Since none of the materials that form our physical body age and are constantly changing, it makes us wonder and question. Is this you changing, or is the force that organizes these atoms and molecules back where they are supposed to be? They make sure to perfectly and harmoniously continue to do their jobs, even though your molecules and atoms are migrating. This is not your natural body. Your body is a projection of what you believe yourself to be. You must see yourself as pure consciousness, and that who you are is an infinite creative awareness. It would help if you manifested reality and co-creating reality with other aspects of yourself. Every being expresses the infinite universal consciousness that we label as God. You must start to control your body, health, and whole life. All of the pain, diseases, and injuries you think you have are not actually in your body. They are not real. They are in your mind. They are a function of your perception. Since every atom and molecule of us is changing, and as the new ones come and get formed, our energetic field tells them where to go and what to do. Our minds tell our atoms and molecules how to align with each other. Every time your atoms and molecules change, you have the chance to change your thoughts and the health of your mind, which leads to a healthier body. This means that if you are holding disease, illness, pain, or injuries in your mind, they are imprinted in your energetic field. Then they proceed to manifest your physiology. Like you can manifest the life of your dream, you can also display an illness, pain, or disease. Our health is entirely under our willful control. Not only that, but even the age may be under our control. I am not saying that we can be immortal. We are already eternal as an infinite being of consciousness. However, I am saying that we will soon realize the ability to live in this energetic field. We can live consciously from their nature as luminous beings of pure energy. We will recognize that our body is a manifestation of our higher self. We can manifest our life, but we can also manifest anything that happens inside of our bodies as well. One day, we must reach a point where we will continually regenerate our bodies. We exist from the field of infinite energy, and our bodies operate at a higher frequency so that we can live in them. Then, we must choose to move on after these changes are noticeable within our minds and body. You can reach this after practice and training. So, don't hesitate to learn how to meditate, since this is what the evidence is telling us. The evidence not only suggests us, but also indicates to be true. Speaking of many people's experiences, meditation is key to finding your inner mental health and body. The only entrance to tapping into this nature of the universe is your own conscious. It all depends on your level of attention, beliefs, and ability to heal. If you believe that you can get healed, then you will. It is simple as that. You can achieve this by accessing the most fundamental level of reality through meditation. Everything happens because of the fundamental group of facts. Anything is possible. Our own beliefs and expectations dictate the restructuring of reality. We are pure energy. We are infinite potential energy. We get to choose what to manifest out of the field and use it in our lives. We have no limits. We can make the impossible possible. It is all inside of our heads. Let's end this whole story with something that street. Augustine had noted, miracles happen, not in opposition to nature, but in opposition to what we know of nature. We are indeed the masters of our minds. Believe that you are healthy and beautiful, and you shall be. It is all up to the way how you see yourself. You have no idea how powerful your mind is. It can make your life beautiful yet terrible,